That beat me down.
You can show, I bring the fight, you can see, no looking back. Here we go. Throw up your hands like you know, this is the way you can show. I bring the fight, you can see, no looking back. Here we go. Throw up your hands like you know, this is the way you can show. I bring the fight, you can see, no looking back. Here we go. Throw up your hands like you know, this is the way you can show. I bring the fight, you can see, no looking back. You wanna bring her up, you wanna act tough, don't you know what I mean? But you gotta stand up. You wanna play rough, you wanna act tough. Hear the sound on the ground, you're going down. So you wanna play rough, you wanna act tough, don't you know what I mean? Bitch, you gotta stand up. You wanna play rough, you wanna act tough. Hear the sound on the ground, you're going down. You had enough. You had enough. You had enough. You had enough.
But this is over, Oh, okay.
Got one thing left to say to me. Not sure you keep good company. Let me explain the way it started. When two comets come into contact, your body stuck in your mind from the last time it was started. A grayscale or a fine line to you got it. Now it's time to buy. The vibe started to amplify, not simplify. They said we'd never get it. They said we'd never win. They said we'd never get it. Never doubt me. There's one lesson left to learn. Accept no less than you deserve. Circle of hate you expired. Self-hate desire makes you a liar. It's not like you've been wrong. No question you're that strong. No words can ever hold you down. They said we'd never get it. They said we'd never win. They said we'd never get it. Never doubt me. They said we'd never
All right, hello everyone, and welcome back to the Spotter Stand. We are on top of all the racing news and updates from Bomb Squad Racing. Hope you guys enjoyed the little pre-show slideshow and music we had there. I thought that would give everybody a little time to get here and get settled in, ready for the show. I'd like to give a big thank you to Matthew, JC, and the All Stars for allowing us to use their music there. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Also, I'd like to give a thank you to BSR Mayhem for that music over the Spotter Stand intro video there. Great job from Mayhem, as always, on that. And once again, in the booth with us this week, we have got BSR Pockets, BSR Hot Rod, and special guest joining us this week, BSR Steven. How you guys doing today?
Real good. I didn't
What's
hear
up?
Steven speak in. When Steven get here,
Yeah,
he
doing
fucking the
good.
door on me.
Yeah, sorry for the little hiccup there in the music at the beginning of the video. I thought I could mute my system sound so these guys could still talk while that intro stuff was playing. And apparently, when I mute the system, it mutes what's coming over the broadcaster as well. I thought the broadcaster would still play the music, but that's why a little bit of silence for the first 30 seconds there. But figured that out anyway. And we got a pretty should be a pretty quick show for you guys tonight. Only 3 races for points ran this week. The team series finished up the previous week, so we had a fun run on Saturday and another fun run in the SST series on Saturday night. So we've got just Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday night to update you guys on. Of course, all the racing that's coming up this week here at BSR. As we all know, we're headed to Dover, the Monster Mile, and I believe all 3 of the series. Is that correct?
That is absolutely correct. All 3 series go to Dover.
Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Dover. Out of Talladega. On to a smaller track.
But an exciting track.
Yes, absolutely. Tire eater. Dover is a tire eater. It'll eat your tires, that's for sure. Do have some picks to share with you guys this week. We'll start out with one that was sent to me by BSR Brain Fade. He sent this maybe a little over a week ago. This is a pick of 3 bags of jerky Brain Fade recently received, and his 2 Ironman trophies sitting right there in front of his monitor. Got the season 37 teams on display there on his monitor. And those Ironman trophies are great. You can see the one on the left is from 2017. One on the right from 2018. So the last 2 years in a row, Brain Fade was an Ironman, made every single race in the Trucks, the Cup, and the Xfinity series. I believe there's a couple other guys in here that have got multiple Ironman trophies. I know I missed mine last season, the 2018 season. I missed it by 1 race. But hey, 1 race is 1 race. You gotta make them all to be an Ironman, right?
Absolutely. I think Brain may be the only person that's gotten the Iron Man every single year, if I'm not mistaken. He may be the only one.
So Brain may be the only one to have multiple Ironman trophies, huh?
Maybe. Or every one. We started doing that, I think, like 3 years ago. And or was it 2?
2017 may have been the first year.
Yeah.
I have one from 2017, but last year I didn't make it. I missed the 1 race. Of course, I did miss sort of missed a race this year, but I did make it late, and I went down to the broadcast booth and I helped Tricia broadcast that whole race. So my understanding that's basically like showing up. If I can make the rest of them, I still am an Ironman.
Yes, we made a concession in your case. Absolutely. that paid for your missing, so you were actually here. But yeah, so yeah, and to clarify, we've been doing the Ironman for about 5 years. We just Rick Craddock just started sending out the trophies in 2017, and I believe Brain's been an Ironman every single year. I'm almost positive. Brain, you out there? Is that right?
Hopefully he's out there. He's either out there or he's playing some zombies somewhere.
He's not in the zombie room, so he may be. 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 He may He may be.
I've got a couple others I want to share with you guys this week. Larry has done a lot of work lately in this American Truck Simulator. Painting everybody's drunken cow jerky trailer, doing up some garages and all that. And he sent me some pics of my number 201 truck and trailer. I know I don't have the sim. Pocket's been trying to get me to get it and get on there and play, but I don't have it. But thanks to Larry, I do have a truck. Not only do I have a truck, the spotter stand has a truck. That's awesome looking spotter stand trailer there. It's got the spotter stand logo on it, the Bomb Squad Racing logo, the Bomb Squad Racing Live logo. It's got the Drunken Cow Jerky logos and that badass checkered flag across the side of the truck. That's a cool looking truck. And the next one here, that's my number 201 Drunken Cow Jerky original flavored truck. And Larry's done one of these for all the flavors. Every flavor, everybody's got one. I wish I had the pick that Pockets had, one of the inside of my truck with the steering wheel that's got the two pistols in the center of the steering wheel. From what I hear, I haven't seen that yet, but oh yeah,
Check your
actually I
phone.
have seen it. I have seen that. Yeah,
Check your phone.
I need to. Yeah, I should have got that on here.
Yes, and Larry has done more than he's done two trucks for. He's done a multitude of trucks. We have two trucks for each flavor, and yes, two trucks, and then the trailers are interchangeable with the two different trucks. We have a Kenworth W900 and a Kenworth T680.
Hey Stephen, are you on the YouTube channel? Are you able to watch live while we're broadcasting?
Yes, I actually am watching.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't sure if you had the link, if you were on there or not. Yeah, Larry's done a lot of work. He sent me a few other ones here of just the truck by itself. There's a picture of the truck front shot right there. It's got the 201 right on the hood, the Otis flags hanging from the side of it. I've got a shot of it here from the rear. The checkered flags, again, got my number on there. And there's a shot of it from the side. That's just cool. I mean, Larry's put a lot of work into all the different trucks. The garage you could see back there. I appreciate that, Larry. Thank you, man.
Oh, no problem.
Yeah, those are fantastic looking trucks.
Now, if I could just talk Pockets into live streaming and driving it to all the tracks for me without me having to pony something up for it.
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen.
Well, I've been driving to the tracks that we are available to drive to, but Dover's kind of a shakeup. You either got to go to Philly or Baltimore. It's a close place to get to Dover, and I don't know that I'm doing that this week. I've been kind of busy doing everything else.
Well, we're going to get our cars there one way or another because we're racing there tomorrow night in the truck series.
Me and Pockets discussed this. We hired outside sources to haul everything for us, so we don't have to.
Yes, we hired some highly professional drivers to ship our equipment using our trucks this week to Dover because I'm not going through Baltimore.
Well, I guess you can afford to do that when you drive as much as you guys do and you make all the money hauling logs and rice and grain and what else you guys haul? You've been hauling cars and
you don't make no money hauling rice. You don't make no money. You don't make no money hauling logs. You don't make no money hauling cows. The only money you make is when you haul cars, right, Paul?
Yes, yeah, that's right. That's right. So we haul cars. I always say we haul cars for a living. The rest of it's just for fun.
That's right.
It pretty much pays for the fuel and a little bit of pocket money. That's about it.
Well, speaking of trucks, the truck series was off this week, and we did run the Drunken Cow Jerky WLS Graphics Late Model Dirt Series. Ran at Weed Sport this past Wednesday night, and at Weed Sport it was BSR Brain Fade in that number 49 Carolina Reaper machine that brought home the victory. Great job, Brain Fade. And it's not easy to pull a win out of this series when you got people like the Foot Doctor and Eli 114 running in this series. Those guys are fast every single week. But Brain Fade, good, consistent dirt driver, and pulls off the victory this week, man. Great job. Let's go take a look at the race results from the Dirt Series this past Wednesday. BSR Brain Fade obviously took the top spot. Steve Looney finished in second place. Eli 114 brought home a third place. Nelly sliding in there in fourth place also led the most laps with 54. And BSR Pockets rounding out the top 5. Looks like Pockets even managed to lead a lap. And look at there. I led 18 laps in that race. Can you believe that? Wow.
No, I can't believe it.
I'm not the greatest dirt driver. I'm usually somewhere back there right around where I finished, 7th, 8th place, and hell, to lead 18 laps. I can't believe I've done that. Eli only led 1 lap. That's another hard one to believe right there. Hot Rod, am I seeing that right? You didn't lead any laps in that dirt race? What happened, man?
You were in that race. You know exactly what happened.
Well, that was actually a pretty good race. That is a fun track to race at on the dirt. That's a great track.
Yes, you could pass on the outside there, which is unusual for a dirt track. It wasn't easy to do, but you could do it. And yes, Brain Fade, congrats on his win. He weathered the storm, so to say.
So let's go over. Yeah, great job, Brain. Let's go over, take a look at the standings. We are 5 races into this dirt series now. And currently it is Eli 114 holding that top spot with Steve Looney moving up a spot to tie Brain Fade for second place. Brain also moved up 3 spots. Steve and Brain both tied 10 points back for second place. Hot Rod dropped a couple of spots back to 4th, down by 11. And Nelly rounding out the top 5, down by 13. Still pretty close up there after 5 races for those top 5. It's a little bit of a drop back to myself in 6th.
The points aren't 100% accurate. The bonus point for Eli puts him at 11 ahead of everybody. And it's a 3-way tie for second place. Hot Rod, Brain Fade, and Steve, because me and Eli won the heat races and get a bonus point.
Oh, those bonus points aren't in there yet. I see. Yeah,
I just noticed that.
That's pretty damn close, really. A 3-way tie for second place, 5 races in. So we got 5 races. We got 3 guys tied. 11 points back.
11 points back.
Eli having a pretty good season here so far, 5 races in with an 11-point lead. Of course, there's a long way to go left in this series. It's going to run every week that the trucks are off. Now the trucks will be back to Dover this coming week, but we will be back in the dirt here in a few more weeks when the trucks will be off again. What's our next dirt race coming up, Larry? Do we know that?
Our next dirt race is May 29th.
May 29th.
Dirt race, and it is at Orange County.
User left your channel.
Hey, we had Jim Windrow in here with us for a minute. He was welcome to join us. I don't know where'd he go.
They're going to play trucks.
Oh, we also had Chris. Who was that? Chris Taylor was in there with us for briefly. So we got about 3 weeks of truck racing coming up. And then we'll be heading back into the dirt series. It'd be nice to get back in the trucks and run some races back in the points series here for the trucks. I've been kind of missing that race. I enjoy the dirt, but I really enjoy the NASCAR series. Speaking
I'm also going to check something here because I don't think that's accurate. I'm going to check the dirt series here.
Are you going to check the truck series?
Yes, because I think the Dirt Series is scheduled to run. Oh, nope, it's right. Nope, yep, they will be running that week.
Yeah,
That
do
that
we
is the next time the Dirt races because Charlotte, the All Star. No, wait, that might not be right.
yeah, the All-Star races should be slid in there somewhere.
Yeah, but
You gotta
the
go down one. So just go neutral.
yeah.
I know nothing.
That is going to be wrong. I'm pretty sure I'll have to. I got to check the Cup schedule here.
Well, we know we're going to Dover this coming up week, and
Yes, that
we'll
is.
we'll keep you guys updated here. Next Tuesday, we'll have the fill in for you on exactly how many truck races we got when we'll be back in the dirt. But we're going to be in the trucks tomorrow night at Dover. So hope everybody's able to make it out and join us tomorrow for that. Let's go over and take a look at the Cup Series. Thursday night Cup Series. This is Talladega week. We ran at Talladega in the Cup, and we added another new winner. Been a lot of fresh new winners this season, not hardly any repeats. We've had a new winner almost every week in all of these series. And this week at Talladega in the Cup, it was BSR Steven in that number 5 Miller Lite Ford Fusion that brought home the win at Talladega. Talladega, a tough track to win. I mean, that's, you gotta do everything right. You gotta be up there in the front. You gotta stay on that lead draft. You gotta nail all of your pit stops, and you gotta hold off everybody else at the end of the race, or hope you can make it by some guys who are trying to block each other somehow or another. And we all know getting through one of those last few lap incidents is not easy. It's not an easy thing to do. So great job, Steven, at Talladega, man. That's a tough place to win, and you pulled it off this week. Added your name to the Victory Lane Club doorway there, and we're glad to have you. Great job.
Well, thank you. That was really a fun race. A lot of strategy goes on. People that don't drive just don't realize how many mistakes that could be made, and if you only make one, usually ruins your night.
That's
Boy,
right.
that was and I'll tell you right now, that's a Thursday night. That's the spring Talladega race and the Thursday night Drunken Cow Jerky Cup Series. That's a big event, man. I mean, it's one of the biggest ones of the year right there. Had a great field, a lot of drivers, a lot of racing action, and I tell you what, he pulled it off in high fashion.
Yeah, because the racing here, Steven's absolutely right. One mistake and that can ruin your night. You don't get many cautions. I think we only had 2 cautions in that race. Probably one for a blown motor. And when that happens, you miss a pit stop and you're off that lead draft. You can end up a lap down quick. And I got a black flag during that race and killed my night for the most part. I believe I did get lucky and caught a caution right before I went a lap down, but still I was never able to make it back up and get up there at the end. So awesome job, Steven. You nailed it, man. You did what you needed, and you earned yourself a bonus point towards your chase in this Cup Series this year.
Yes, good win, Steven. In second, Pockets, Barry in third, RJ Rusty in fourth, and Brain Pig rounding out the top 5.
Now, she said Pockets was in second, and I will tell you this. We come out of turn 4, headed down to take the checkered flag for the last lap. That 510 Miller Lite Ford Fusion came up on the outside of me, and there was absolutely nothing I could do. I have never seen a car that I couldn't do anything with. And he passed me. He just passed me, just like there wasn't nothing I could do about it. And I asked him after the race. I said, "Did you tape up? And what did you say, Steven?"
Yes, I put on 4 new tires and 90 tape.
90 tape. That's a bold move, and he pulled it off for the win. So that was a great piece of strategy right there. You had the opportunity to go in and trim that thing out while the rest of us kind of stayed out and held our position. And that was impressive because, like I said, there's very few times on a super speedway where I'm, when you're right there together, there wasn't nothing I could do with you. I mean, I looked over and I was just like, he's fixing to pass me and win this race, and there ain't a dang thing I can do about it. So great job, man. That was some good strategy.
I looked over at Pockets when I went by, and I thought I could see his draw job open.
Yeah, I guarantee you did. I guarantee you.
Yeah, it takes some guts to put on 90 tape, even with just a few laps left. So, yeah, it's all or nothing. Bold move, and it paid off for you. Paid off for you for sure.
Yeah, not every time does that work, but everything just came right together that time.
Yeah, because when you pitted, you had to make your way through a little bit of traffic there, didn't you?
Yeah, on that restart, they was kind of leaving the middle open, but BSR Barry in 032 kind of had the lane blocked. I actually had to move him out of the way a little bit. Kind of apologize for that.
Hell, that was an impressive win.
But once I got up there, I got up to turn 4. Who do you think I was going to catch? Was Pockets. And that was on my mind, and I knew he was going to try to break my run by side drafting me. So I stayed up as high as I could in the turn, and naturally he came up there, and it started pulling my car down. But I was able to stay up high enough that when I come out of the turn, it broke the draft, and I could feel acceleration.
When you're in that situation right there, you drive up to the door of a car like that to try to break the try to mess the air up and try to slow a guy down and everything like that. But I knew when I drove up to your door, I knew I seen you before you even got. I knew I wasn't going to be able to block. You had a heck of a run, and I knew that there was too much track left to to be able to beat you back to the line. And like I said, I drove up there, but I knew when I drove up there wasn't nothing I could do but watch you win that race. So congratulations.
Well, thank you. That was some excellent racing. Everybody involved. I feel sorry for Hot Rod. We got some pinball action there off a few cars, and I got bumped into him, put him out of the race right at the start.
Well, you can see from this list here of the race results, it was a pretty good turnout. We had 24 drivers. It was some great racing, a lot of green flag laps, and looking at the laps led here, it's unusual. Usually at a race like this, you will get one driver who leads 30 or more laps, sometimes 30, 40 laps. But looking at most laps led, looks like I got that one at 18 laps, the most laps led. And then Pockets and DJ both managed to get 12. Magoo back in the racing seat for a brief stint with us, led 11 laps during that race. And a lot of drivers, no opportunity to lead a lap. You see a lot of drivers in there that didn't lead a lap at all. And there's those lead a lap bonus points that come into play if you want to make the top 5 at the end of this segment and get another bonus point or two towards your chase. So very few drivers able to edge that one more point out during this race. And like I said, it's rare in a super speedway race that you see 18 laps as the most laps led. So I was kind of lucky to get that.
Yeah, that was like I said, that was a heck of a race. I mean, it always is when we had Talladega, and so great field, great race, another great night of racing.
I scrapped and fought my way through that whole race. That was an excellent race. Trying to get back onto the lead lap.
Let's check out the points here in the Cup Series. We are, I believe, about 10 races? Is it 10 races into this already? I think it is. 10 races in, 3 races left to go before the end of segment 1. And
3 races in the All-Star race.
Yep, it is Rick Craddock still holding on to that top spot. Terry Scott moved up up a spot to take over second, down by 8 points. Monte Keller also moved up a spot to take over third, down by 12. BSR Brain Fade moved up 2 spots to take over fourth, down by 13. And BSR Pockets moved up 3 positions with that second place finish to tie myself, BSR Texan, for 5th place, down by 17. And we've got another tie right behind us there. Nelly and BSR SS Joba both tied for 7th place, down by 18 points. So look at that fight to get in the top 5. You know, the top 5 at the end of each segment are going to get bonus points toward their chase. The leader will get 2. The other 4 drivers will all get 1. So, you know, that right now at this point in the series, with just 3 races left to go, you know, I think that leading the most laps in that race, if I hadn't have done that, I would actually be outside the top 5 in 6th right now, down by 18, tied with Nelly and SS Joba. So that lead a lap if you can. You know, lead the most laps. Those bonus points. That's where, you know, at this point in the segment, that really matters. You know, look at how many drivers we got just outside of the top 5 that are so close, all the way back there to SS. So we got basically 4 drivers right there struggling for that 5th position. Brain Fade really not safe at 13 back, and neither is Monty at 12. I think unless they have a bad race, Rick Craddock, Terry Scott, they probably got a top 5 position wrapped up. Rick with a fairly comfortable lead at the moment, 8 points ahead of 2nd place, but it's a struggle right there to get into that top 5. What do you think about that, Pockets, being tied for 5th place with 3 races left to go in the segment?
I'm glad you pointed that out, so I'll have to keep an eye on the 201 car. And boy, I tell you what, headed to Dover with them points like that, woo, that's going to be tough. There's going to be a bunch of people up on the wheel racing at the old Monster Mile there, and they don't call it the Monster for nothing. So that's those points are going to change before next week when we look at them here on the spotter stand. I can guarantee you.
Oh yeah, you're not just going to have to keep an eye on a 201. You have to keep an eye on that 103 and that 56 as well. You know, at the Dover, I typically struggle there in the Cup. I'm not so bad in the trucks, maybe the Xfinity Series, but I struggle a bit there in the Cup Series. So, you know,
Good.
You might have a chance to gain a point or 2 on me.
That's going to be an interesting race.
Yep.
Steven, looks like you must have missed a few races in this Cup Series this season. I see you sitting back there currently 18th place, 202 points down. You probably missed at least 3 races, probably.
I think I missed quite a few. Yeah, 3 or 4. Yeah, I've had some issues going on. I've had some health issues. I got dog bit about 2 weeks ago in the hand, and I'm still taking antibiotics and trying to recover from that.
So how's the dog? Is he still living, or is he sicker than you?
Well, he's still alive.
Well, I think you're going to make enough races. You can make these 1 or 2 of these last few races. You're going to make enough to get your full bonus points, full 13, as though you had showed up to all of the races. So I think it's 7. You got to make a little over half, 7 races total, and I think you'll be there. You can make these last few races. You'll get your full bonus points and still be good in the chase if you can make those last 10.
He has to make 2 of the next 3 in order to be eligible for full bonus points. I believe that's how it works.
Yeah, I'll certainly try to do that.
Yes, sir.
Well, let's take a look at the bonus points here, as they have changed just a little bit in the Cup Series. BSR Steven, that number 510, added to the winner race box over there. And as you can see, only one driver right now as a repeat winner, and that is the driver of the 22, Rick Craddock, who currently sits atop the board of this Cup Series, and you can see why. He's won 3 races so far in this first segment. Great job by Rick Craddock, having a phenomenal season here. 3 races already in the first segment. I haven't even got one. I haven't won a race in this Cup Series yet, but Rick, the only repeat driver. Everybody else a fresh winner at every other track so far. And BSR Steven also added to the totals board over there on the far right with 1 bonus point. And BSR Momo still topping that list with 4 bonus points right now towards his chase. Quite a few other drivers with 3. It looks like, Rick Craddock's got his 3, Poor Boy 3, Pockets 3, Nelly's got 3, I have 3. A lot of drivers sitting right behind Momo, but Momo, as I've mentioned just about every week, he's held that top spot since we started this season. Ever since Daytona, Momo's held that top spot, and nobody been able to move up there and even time for it yet. So just 3 races to go in segment 1, 3 points races. We also have the All-Star race coming up during the end of this segment. So you see that All-Star race sitting there empty right now in the middle. That box is going to be filled up once we finish that race, and the winner of the All-Star race is going to get 3 bonus points toward their chase. Second place is going to bring home 2, third, fourth, and fifth all going to bring home 1. So that's definitely going to change that totals box over there. Whoever brings home that victory, that's going to be an awesome little step toward their chase, getting those 3 bonus points. Second place, no slouch either, getting 2. And then as we finish up the segment, that top right-hand box over there, segment number 1, those top 5 are all going to get some points. So in the next 4 weeks here, when we finish up the All-Star race in segment 1, you'll see a lot more names over there in that totals bonus point box, because we're going to not only add in, whoever gets All-Star points and segment 1 points, but once that segment ends, all of your bonus points for that segment will be added. So anybody who hasn't won a race or made any bonus points so far will get their attendance bonus points. If you made, your 7 races, you're going to get your 13. And if you didn't make your allotted amount of races, then you'll get a bonus point for however many races you did show up to. So like say you made 6, you're going to have 6 bonus points. If you made the allotted number, you're going to have 13. So every driver who's made a race in this Cup Series so far, their names are all going to be on that board come the end of segment 1. So 4 more weeks, that right-hand box in the totals is going to fill up quick.
Yes, it is. Man, and how crowded is the Victory Lane Club getting, boy? Whoo!
It's getting pretty crowded because not only do we have the winners from this series, but we've got the winners from the Truck Series and the winners from the Xfinity Series in there. And there are a few drivers that have had wins in the Truck or the Xfinity Series that haven't in the Cup. I know that's been my only win this season, came in the Truck Series. Was it the Xfinity? One of them at Bristol, I think it was. I took a win in the Bristol, either in the Trucks or the Xfinity Series.
I thought it was the Truck, but it could be Xfinity.
Yeah, and a few other drivers that have done the same. Have got victories in one of those 2 series, but not in this one. So yeah, the Victory Lane Club getting pretty crowded. Once again, I've mentioned this last week or the week before that I need to make up a Victory Lane banner and put all the names, everybody who's won a race this year, into that. That way we can see just how crowded it is in the Victory Lane Club.
Yep.
Let's move over, take a look at Friday night. Friday, the Xfinity Series also ran at Talladega. And we had another great race at Talladega in the Xfinity Series. And Friday night, it was BSR Momo in that number 54 beer bacon flavored Drunken Cow jerky machine brought home the victory at Talladega. Momo, as we all know, no stranger to the super speedways. He was on that Reaper team this last season, 37 in the team series. It brought home the victory, and Momo does a great job, at the super speedways. It's one thing to win a race when you got teammates helping you out and you got guys who are going to help push you. But when you're all by yourself out there, as Steven knows, just brought home the victory in the Cup Series, it's not so easy when you're all by yourself because everybody wants to take that win, and there ain't very many guys that are willing to ride behind you and push you to that victory and take a second place victory or second place finish. So great job, Momo. Congrats on the win, man.
There he is, old number 54. I tell you what, ain't no surprise to see that car in victory lane at Talladega. He's one of the Saturday night drunken cow jerky battle of the six flavors and wolf bites drivers. And we had a couple of people that don't participate in that series on Saturdays that run, that run in the regular weekly series here. And when we go to Talladega, I'm going to tell you right now, they are behind the eight ball when it comes to these guys who actually run and participate on that Saturday night. Because it's like I told somebody, imagine if we raced, like, for example, Dover every Saturday night and you didn't. When we all go to Dover, you're going to be a little behind there because these guys have figured out a lot of things and it's paid off for everybody. And that's what's made the racing so great. I mean, there's 52 weeks in the year. We race somewhere around 45, 50 races at Talladega on Saturday night, or Talladega, Daytona night. So what, about 30, 25 races at Talladega alone, just on Saturday night. So I think that's a huge advantage.
That's some of the most competitive racing I've ever been involved in.
Absolutely, and those teams, those teams get together. They work well together. So it's not just racing one guy. You're racing a team with three guys on it, and it is tough. And those guys work well together. They put each other they tune their radios to where they can communicate with each other in the car, and it just, man, that Saturday night, somebody was saying something about, well, y'all only had one caution or so, two cautions, and I tell people all the time, I said about 3 of those races of the 10 every season go caution free, and those aren't short races; those are 55% races, so it's well over 100 laps, and even Thursday night and Friday night, or Thursday night, I think we had 2 cautions, and both of them might have, or one of them might have been. I know one of them was a blown motor, but we don't have a whole lot of cautions like you would think. And I think Friday night, I think I remember saying that looked just like a real race at Talladega that you would watch on TV. So that was a good job. It was those super speedway races. They bring out a lot of people and a lot of competition.
Oh yeah, yeah, it did. It looked just like a regular I mean, we had a lot of 3 wide racing in that particular race on Friday night, and the race for the win at the end, just it looked a lot like a Talladega race. I was back a little bit and able to watch what was going on ahead of me, and there were guys pretty much 3 wide and running all kinds of different lanes through the track, trying to get that position, trying to bring home that win. And yeah, it looked like a finish at Talladega would when you got 8 or 10 drivers up there on the lead draft, all trying to fight for the victory. I mean, they were spread out, trying to block, trying to make a move, and it was a great race. That was absolutely a great race.
But if you think about it, a lot of times it looks better than what you see on TV. And we run about half the field, but we run half of the race. We run a 40% race, and so it's a shorter race with fewer cars, but still, on average, it's right about the same as a real NASCAR race.
Well, let's take a look at the results here from the Friday night Xfinity Series.
Yes, good win, Momo. In second is Jim. Third is SS Joba. Fourth is Texan, and rounding out the top 5 is Wings.
Look at that, Jim Windrow. He was just in the booth here with us for a brief second. He got out before we got a chance to say anything. I believe he's down there in the American Truck Stimulator room right now, driving his big rig. But yeah, Jim Windrow, man, come in. This is that's one of the first races he's run with us here. Did a great job the whole race and pulled off a second place finish, man. That's absolutely awesome. Yeah, and Momo, great job there on the victory. It looks like SS Joba brought home the most laps in that race with 25. I wasn't too far behind him there with 19, and It looks like a fair amount of drivers actually did get to lead a lap. You can see how much racing actually went on, because once again there were very few cautions, but a lot more racing, lead changes during this race. Quite a few drivers, over half the field, it looks like, led at least one lap at some point in this race.
Yeah, it's just tough competitive racing, man. Everybody's up on that wheel, going for every point they can get, and there you have it. The old 54, no surprise there. He pulls her down into victory lane.
And another new name added to the Victory Lane Club. Well, I think Momo has been in there maybe from another series, but he was a first-time winner in this Xfinity series. Let's come over and take a look at the points in this series with just a few races to go till we wrap up the first segment. Steve Looney still holding the top spot in the Xfinity series on Friday night, with myself, BSR Texan, right on his heels in second place, only down by 1 point. And we have a tie for third. BSR Brain Fade moving up 2 spots. BSR SS Joba moving up 4 spots, both to tie for third, down by 12 points. And BSR Pockets dropped 2 spots, but still holding on to fifth place, down by 13. And just a few races to go. You got Monty Keller not too far behind you there, Pockets, only down by 16.
I see that, boy. I tell you what, I took a hit in the points there. I got a late race penalty for speeding on pit road, and that hurt us, man. You can't make any mistakes. You make one mistake. Look, I dropped 2 points in the positions. I went into that race in third, come out of there in fifth, in danger of falling out of the top 5 because I got that Monty Killer. I tell you, that's a tough guy to have behind you, chasing you in the points.
Yeah, Monty also dropped 2 spots there, but I'm not sure the points wise how close he was to you before, but 3 points, man, that's not very many. 3 races to go, 1 point per race.
Two, only 2.
There's only 2 races left.
Yes, there's Dover and Charlotte left in Xfinity. That is it.
Yeah, 2 races to go. Yeah.
And that Charlotte race will be a bonus point event on Friday night. All 3 of them, when we get to Charlotte, will be bonus point events. So that is going to be a great end of the first segment, because that's the way it's set up, isn't it, Larry? Isn't it? Charlotte ends the segment, right?
That is correct. Charlotte ends the segment for all 3. Well, no, for both series.
Just for the 2.
For the 2 series, and it's a bonus point event. So
aren't those?
You're looking, there's a lot of money on the line there.
Aren't the All-Star races a separate race?
Yes,
they are separate races.
They are the week. They are the week before the end race to Charlotte. So you get a tune-up race for the bonus point race, then you get the actual race. That's how we ran it last year. I figured that's the way it's scheduled this year.
Yes.
And you got Terry Scott sitting right there as well, 7th place. He's only back by 20, 4 points back from Monty Keller, and 7 points off of 5th place. You know, Terry Scott usually runs pretty well. I think he's had a little difficulties early in the season, but 7 points isn't a long stretch in 2 races for Terry Scott. I'm sure he'll be good at Dover.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say. He'll be a contender at Dover when we roll into Dover. He'll be a contender there for sure.
Let's take a look at the bonus points here in the Xfinity Series. BSR Momo adding his name to the winner race list in this series. And as you can see, only one driver, once again, that's been able to repeat a victory in this series. BSR Mayhem with 2 wins in the Xfinity Series. Everybody else with just 1. Now, Terry Scott, I should mention, that was part of his bad luck. You know, those 7 points that he is back out of the top 5 right now. You guys recall, just a few weeks ago, I believe it was Richmond. Was it Richmond? Terry Scott had a victory taken away from him because he did not claim an incident. He didn't go to the back. Even if he didn't claim it, if he would have at least gone to the back, he would have retained that victory at Richmond. But had that one taken away from him, lost some valuable points there. Terry Scott would be a repeat winner here, as well as Mayhem. But that's the way that it goes sometimes. And he took a chance, and it came back to bite him like that dog, Stephen.
Yeah.
But BSR Momo also adding another point over there to his total of 3 points. But look who is topping off the board in this series in bonus points so far, and not just by one. He's got a 2 point lead so far over SS Joba, the only driver to have four. BSR Pocket's got 6 bonus points right now. Man, I don't know how he's done it. Look at that victory over there at Daytona that got him 3 of those bonus points. Then he got a top 5 in the last race of the AK series at Daytona, got him another bonus point. And then he got second place in the spring Texas race that brought him 2 more bonus points. So Pocket's taking advantage of these bonus point races this year, doing a great job, man. 6 bonus points already heading into the chase. I'd say it's safe to say you're probably going to have that lead at the end of segment 1 when we add up these points. Although you never know, we got the All-Star race coming
Yeah, I
up.
was going to say that All-Star race is coming up here real quick.
Yeah, that's going to be a big
That's
factor.
gonna be a game changer.
Absolutely.
I think Pockets might have won the Xfinity race at Charlotte last year. One of them.
Hang on, because we will go confirm that.
Well, I think if you can at least manage a top 5 at that All-Star race and hang on to a top 5 position for the segment. So if you can get at least one more bonus point out of that All-Star race and one more bonus point out of the segment, I think you'll hang on to that lead by the end of segment 1. You've got a fairly comfortable lead right now, unless, of course, somebody like SS or, maybe one of the guys who has 3 bonus points pull off that victory at the All-Star race. And manages the top 5 in the segment. You're either going to be in the lead or you're going to be real close to it. But, yeah, great job so far this season, man, in this series.
I'm knocking on wood. I don't even want to talk about it. Yeah.
Pockets did not win any All-Star races last year.
No, he was talking just about Charlotte, the actual.
He did. That's where the All-Star race is at Charlotte.
Well, right.
He did not win any of the 3 last year.
None of the All-Stars, but what about the regular points races at Charlotte?
I don't know. He did finish second to RJ Rusty last year at the Friday night All-Star race.
Ooh, so that'd be good. That'd be
2 bonus points.
A couple of bonus points right there. So.
Yeah. And I'm going to recheck here. Hold on. It goes back on me, so I had to dig for it.
While he's looking at that, let's talk a little bit about Saturday night. No, we just had a fun run this past Saturday in what would normally be the team series, but this coming Saturday is going to be the team or the week for team picks, is it not?
Yes, it is. It is the team picks and meet and greet race for season 38 of the Drunken Cow Jerky Battle of the 6 Flavors and Wolf Bites.
So you guys all heard it right here on the spotter stand. This week is the team pick meet and greet race. So, everybody who wants to be on a team, try to show up this Saturday and be there for the meet and greet race and the team picking. If for some reason you can't make it on Saturday and you would like to be on a team, just let Pockets know, and we'll make sure that you get placed on one of the teams for this coming up season 38 of the team series.
Yeah, and hope that I remember to put you on a team. So,
yeah, Pockets has got his little notebook. He'll write your name down in his little book there. He'll remember.
That's right.
You remember that? I got your name in my little book right here. So.
Got you, yeah. Got your name on my list.
Also, the SST series did not run for points this past Saturday. It was just a fun run there. From what I hear, I didn't make it to that race. I wasn't there Saturday night for either race. From what I hear, the track that you guys ran in the SST was a lot of fun.
Fantastic track.
Go
Great
Solos.
racing. Great racing. Who won that practice race? Nobody remembers?
Nope.
I did.
Who?
I did.
Who?
That's
No
right.
way.
Go look.
No way.
Go look.
No, the
There-
first one I
there-
think he did.
Where's that road down at?
It's on my stream. So it's been etched in the book.
Well,
But
we
that
ain't
was
talking about that. We skipped over the jerky race, so
That was just a practice race, but I think that practice race is going to do us some good because it'll just mean that everybody got a little bit of a handle on that track for next or for this coming Saturday night. So it'll be some exciting. Boy, that stuff's fun, man. I tell you, people love that stuff.
Hey, Pockets, who won that jerky fun run race?
Don't know which one you're talking about.
Saturday
What jerky
night.
fun run? Oh, that'd be Hot Rod. Hot Rod, he kind of
Yeah.
he
So-
kind of got a little redemption there Saturday night.
Everybody that's here on the spotter stand tonight, with the exception of Trisha and myself, got a victory this past week. Pockets
Yes,
got a
in one
victory.
shape or form or fashion.
Yeah,
yes.
whether it was a points race or a fun run. Pockets had one, Hot Rod had one, and BSR Steven had the big one in the Cup Series for points this last week. So, yeah, congratulations to all you guys pulling off your victories this week.
Hey, I win every week when I get to race, whether I finish in front of someone or not.
That's what I'm talking about.
There you go.
Well, that's about all we got for you this week. So we're going to wrap it up, call it a night. We appreciate everybody who tuned in, watched with us live. Thanks to you guys for coming on and pitching in. We appreciate you taking the time, Stephen, to come on and join us and be here with us tonight. And hopefully we will see most all of you guys tomorrow night at Dover in the Truck Series. Don't forget, trucks are back on. We will be on the track tomorrow night. Server opens at 7 Central, 8 Eastern for practice. Race will start at somewhere around 8:10, 8:15 Central, 9:10, 9:15 Eastern. So hopefully we'll see all you guys tomorrow night. Another great show. Appreciate you guys all showing up, and we'll see you guys tomorrow at Dover.
Look forward to seeing you guys.
See you there,
Yeah.
Steven.
And so, see ya.